Well, hello everyone. The one thing I definitely want to push out is tomorrow is not guaranteed. Let me repeat. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. So all the things that you want to do and you keep pushing off and putting off. Oh, if I get more money, I'll be able to do it. Oh, if I'm waiting for the kids to grow up. Oh, I gotta wait until this happens or that happens. Time is going to keep going. So tomorrow's not guaranteed. Okay? I'm a little morbid. Had a little situation, but I just want to tell you that tomorrow's not guaranteed. If you're thinking about getting your GED, getting your high school equivalency, you want to do and go into the military, maybe for reasons to make more money, maybe to get more career opportunity, maybe to feel like you have a purpose. Whatever it is, tomorrow is not guaranteed. If you want to get your high school diploma, if you want to get into the military and have opportunities instead of just the basic stuff, if you want to get into nursing, I know life be lifing, but if it's something that is really something that you truly want, stop waiting. Stop giving yourself every excuse in the book. Life is going to keep lifing. But if you really break it down, you got 24 hours. Everybody, rich, poor, people in the middle, all got the same 24 hours. What you do with that 24 hours is your choice, your decision, and you deal with what comes. And believe it or not, that's a math problem. Making decisions is a math problem. So for those that don't know me, my name is Audrey Codner, and I'm the owner of Math by Audrey and ACG Math Tutoring. And I'm here to basically help those people that have been traumatized, and I'm not kidding, traumatized with math at an early age. It could be a family member, it could be a teacher, it could be a classmate. All it took was one person to say something, you're stupid, you're dumb, you'll never get this. Just side conversations that stuck in your mind even to this day. And not on purpose, some of us are passing those insecurities onto our kids. And now they're saying that they can't do math. But the funny part is they haven't even tried. Okay? So we're going to have to figure out a way to basically know that what's in our way is a math test. It's a math test. It doesn't define who you are, but we have to break through that barrier in order to get to what we want to do, in order to do what is our God-given gift. So I'm here to kind of help and show you some of the things that I use to help break that down. Okay? Get the math bundle? Yes, and it's here. So I'm going to go over a couple math problems for today. Not sure how long I'm going to be on, but I'm going to try to stay strong with this. Okay? So, if anything, let's see if we can get through our trauma. Let's just get through it. Okay? Now you're not by yourself. Alright? So, let me show you the first problem, and I want to know how you feel about this problem. When you first see this, tell me your initial feeling. Tell me how you feel. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but really tell me how you feel initially. Do you feel confident? Do you think it's doable? Do you feel, oh good God, why? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Okay, so I'm feeling great. Why do I need it? There you go, there you go, George. Okay, you're feeling overwhelmed, Jules. Hey, Jules, how are you? Thanks for coming back. Okay, you're feeling great, Vex. Got you. Okay, let's collaborate. Okay, I usually don't, but we'll try. Depends on what you're doing. Overwhelmed, but I can do it. That is the mindset. Thank you, John. Okay. All right. Wait, joke. Okay. Comfortable. All right. Is that Dan? Is that Darnell? Okay. Bang. Okay. All right. So I got a couple people giving me answers really quickly. All right. I got one with a 7. I got one with a 4. All right. Let's break it down. Okay. Let's break it down. So don't want you to embrace that feeling, but there are going to be times you're going to see a problem that you're going to be like, oh, good God, why? But let me show you how to break it down step by step. So now we have the square root of 3x plus 4 minus 1 equals 4. So this minus 1 is not under the square root. So as we look at this, we want to isolate. Our main goal is to find out what is the value of x that's going to make this into a true statement that will equal 4. So the way that we're going to do this, we're going to be using a lot of the inverses. So first, I want to isolate that square root. So in order for me to isolate the square root, I need for this negative 1 to go to the other side of the equal sign. All right? So now, in order for me to do that, that's a minus 1, I need to do the inverse, which is plus 1. So negative 1 plus 1, that gives me 0. And I don't need to put 0 as a placeholder because I still have this square root of 3x plus 4 to bring down. So now we have our 4 plus 1, that gives me 5. All right. Hey, Mel. So now, by covering up this part, let's focus. We need to get rid of a square root. So let me write the word square root. So if I want to get rid of a square root, if I want to get rid of the root, what do I need to do? I need to square. Okay, that's how you remember the inverse of a square root is a square and vice versa. So that means I'm going to square this side as well as the other side. Okay, so now by doing the square, that means that square and that square root are going to cancel each other out. And then I bring down what's left over, which is my 3x plus 4. But then we have this 5 squared. Okay? 5 squared is not 5 times 2. Notice the 5 is a heck of a lot larger than the 2. The 2 is an exponent. This is saying I need to multiply this base of 5 to itself twice. So 5 times 5, that gives me my 25. Yes, John, good. All right, well, thank you, George. Now, we're done with this part. Scroll on down. Now your brain can just focus on this linear equation. Okay, so now we need to solve for x. But we're not going to tackle the 3. The 3 right now is attached to that x, so we can't do anything with the 3. But we need to do something with the 4. There you go, Mel. We're going to subtract that 4 on both sides. Okay, always do the inverse. So now we have a positive 4 and a negative 4. Again, that gives me 0, but I don't need that 0 as a placeholder because I still have this 3x that can come down. So now 25 minus 4, that gives me 21. Okay? So now that we have that 3x is equal to 21, we got to do the inverse again. Yes, and I saw a lot of these answers earlier. So that means we have to divide both sides by 3. Thanks, Slim. See you, girl. All right. So that means 3 divided by 3 gives me 1. Even if you just put the x, the 1 is understood to be there because there's literally one x right there. Equals 21 divided by 3, that gives me 7. Notice some people were telling me positive and negative, the plus minus 7. Some people said 4, some people said 5, some people said negative 5. Okay, yes, this is algebra, Stephen. Okay, so here's my thing. Being first doesn't always mean being right. Okay, I was a classroom teacher for 22 years in the trenches, my babies. And I love when people put their hands right up and say, the answer is 4! And you're like, that was a very good answer, but it's incorrect. Just because you're first, they don't time you with who finishes the test first. They basically grade you on how many correct answers you get. All right? Both. All right? So you really want to break things down step by step. But eventually your step by step is going to get quicker. Okay? It is going to happen. But before we can jump into this is the answer, we have to work on those basic skills. Okay? So it kind of comes back to my little makeshift tree that I made a while back. I'm going to keep coming back to this until we all realize. I know, it's interesting. I'm not Bob Ross, but here we go. All right? One, everything depends on our surroundings. Okay? We are the seed. When we go into school, basically a blank slate. We don't know what's going to go on. But depending on what atmosphere, what school we go to, depends on how strong our roots are going to be. And that's the truth. Okay? Depending on the teachers that you have, depends on how strong your roots are. Because are they talking about the basic mechanics? Are they talking about the arithmetic, the adding, subtracting, the multiplying, the dividing, the fractions, the percents, the decimals? Are they talking about those basic concepts? Because if you're strong with those basic concepts, then your trunk is going to be strong as well. That's your algebra. So what's happening? A lot of us are trying to be strong with algebra and all the other branches when our roots are weak. So we have to build them up. We have to do learning. If just because, and that's the thing, you're not dead yet. You still have time. As long as you woke up this morning, you can still make changes. You can still develop. And when you develop, either watching my videos, buying my books, or even watching other people's videos, or learning things at the job, whatever. We're always learning because we're trying to either expand or strengthen our roots. This is why a lot of you guys are not doing well. Not because you are stupid or you are lazy. It's because you weren't given any opportunities to grow solid, strong roots. Okay? All right. We need true push of education. No problem. Okay? So this is what I do for the breakdown. This is the reason why I've developed my book, Algebra at Your Pace. Notice the wording, at your pace. That's the deliberate. Because this classroom nowadays, everything is going way too quickly. So if you want me to show you another step-by-step, go ahead and put yes in the chat. Okay? If you want me to show you the second problem, let's put yes in the chat. Okay. Hey, Queen Anne. Thank you, Johnny. All right, my Faith, I see you. George, I see you. Hughes, I see you. Queen Anne, I see you. Z, I see you. Deborah, I see you. Okay. All right. Now, this one is going to be something that everyone loves. Yeah, it's going to be the truth. All right. Hi, Angela. How are you? All right, John, I see you. Okay. Now, how many people are breaking out into hives right now? How many? Be truthful. I want to hear it. I want to see it. I want to hear it. I want to know it. How many of you guys are breaking out in hives right now? Be truthful. Okay, Miss B? Yes, ma'am. All right. How many people are freaking out? How many people are feeling overwhelmed? How many people are lost? How many people are just like, I don't even know where to start? How many people are like, why is there reading in math? How many people are like, what? Audrey, why? Just why? Okay. A whole lot of work. Yes, see a whole lot of work. You're just thinking in 6th grade. Okay, Star. Hey, Star. Welcome back. Okay. I'm never good at algebra. Now, that's my thing. We're going to work on that. Okay. Words. Okay, got you. No problem. All right. So now, you're saying divided by 16? Okay. Let's take a look. First off, anytime you see a word problem, one, breathe. Because one of the things that they're giving you is an equation. Okay? When they give you an equation, they already told you all this stuff that's happening up here. The only thing that we need to know is what is H and what is T. So H is going to be your height in feet, right? Height of some kind of capsule. All right, no one cares about the capsule. And your T is going to be your seconds. All right? So we didn't need to read all of this if they give you an equation. Figure out what is the variables. Okay? But John, you don't have to read it all. Because if you read it, okay, you got engineering dropping a small capsule, all right, from a platform 155 feet above the ground to test the impact resistance. Height is going to be in H, T is going to be in seconds. What additional information did you need to read all of that? We are not reading word problems like we're reading, I don't know, remember the Jade books back in the day, the Zane books? Everybody was into Zane. That was the quietest year of my life. I'm teaching. I'm like, wait, am I teaching the class? And they're all in that damn Zane book, right? So, this is a reason you don't read it like you're reading, like on Reading Talk. You're not reading it like a novel that you're trying to get this great inspiration. You're reading it almost like a detective, and what detectives do, they take clues. So the clue is, boom, number 1, they gave me the equation. Number 2, what does the H and the T represent? Now, what am I supposed to find? Okay? Because you will save so much time and so much aggravation by doing so. So now, find the exact number of seconds. That's what we're doing. We want the exact number of seconds it takes for the capsule to what? Hit the ground. What does hitting the ground mean? Think about it. This is like Algebra 1. This is like Algebra 1, especially second semester. Yeah, remember those? Okay? When it hits the ground and it's referring to this equation, what does that mean? If you don't know what that means, please be honest with me and put a question mark in the chat. Okay? Or the comments, whatever you want to call it today. But if you think you know, put that answer in. Do not fear. Do not hold back. Do not be selfish. Tell me what you think your answer is. If it's right, awesome. If it's wrong, we will correct. That's what we do. We're not perfect, guys. We're going to make mistakes. All we have to do is learn from it and adjust with it. Okay? Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Jamie, with the 0. I think some other people came in and flashed. Nothing means ground zero. There you go. I love how that's pronounced. Thank you for all your honesty. Okay, meaning a height. We got 0, Z, I see you. All right. Zap, I see you. Good. All right. So if you think about it, for your height, so basically, if something is being tossed up, think about it. If something's being tossed up high, we got something called gravity. It's going to come back down, right? And if this is the ground, that means when it's going to hit the ground, when that height is going to be 0. There you go. It's where is it going to be 0. So that means, here we go. We're looking at an equation. So instead of an h, I should be looking at when the h is equal to 0. So now let's rewrite. So we have 0 equals negative 16t squared plus 144. Okay? This is our equation that we're going to start off. But what do they want us to find? The exact number of seconds. So they want us to find what t is. All right? So let's get to solving. So first thing, I want to isolate my t, but right now that t is associated with this negative 16t squared. I can't touch that. Unless you want to move it to the other side, you can do that. Okay, positives and negatives, we're going to be working them out anyway. All right? Can I go faster? I can go faster, but that's not what I do on my platform. I'm talking to people that haven't seen math and that have been traumatized for a long time. Okay? So if you want, we could add the 16t squared on both sides, because I know you guys like to keep everything positive. Yes or no? Okay? Or we can go ahead and subtract the 144. Either way, we're going to get the same exact answer. Let me go here. So if I subtract the 144, 0 minus 144, that gives me a negative 144. And it's going to equal my negative 16t squared. Now, dealing with the negatives is only going to last for a brief moment, because now we're going to divide both sides by negative 16. The reason why we're dividing is because negative 16t squared is the same as saying negative 16 times t squared. So I have to do the inverse, which is division. So on my right-hand side, I have my t squared. And then on my left-hand side, I have a negative 144 divided by 16. So when we get 144 divided by 16, that will give us what? Thank you, Mel. Yes. Okay, do we see it? Okay, a negative divided by a negative will give us a positive, and that's what we're looking for. Now, unlike what we did last time, when we tried to get rid of the square root, we squared it. Now, we're trying to get rid of the square. So what are we going to do on both sides? Last time we got rid of the square root and we squared it. How do you think we're going to get rid of the square? Go ahead, put it in the chat. How do you think we're going to get rid of the square? Okay. Thank you, Pretty. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, Star. There you go. There's going to be a cancellation, but what do we have to do? There you go, TG. Okay, the sweet one. Take the inverse. Yep, root it up. There you go, John. There you go, Dozy. All right, so we're not going to divide, but we're just going to take the square root. Okay, so the square and the square root, they're going to cancel out because they're inverses of each other. That's how we can get t by itself. Now, we got the square root of 9. Square root of 9, math teacher cold. Square root of 9, that's a perfect square root. What would that give me? Okay, a lot of you guys said it before. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3s. But there's something missing. There's something missing. Okay, what's missing? Good. Pretty's got it. D got it. The emoji. Not the emoji. Seconds. Okay, we're going to have the seconds. There you go, sweet one. When we started, my highest degree was to the second. Okay, I'm not saying anybody's wrong answer, so calm down. When we see an emoji to the emoji got me started, the exponent to the second power, that means I should have 2 solutions. So normally, when we saw from a square root, we're going to have that plus minus. But this means the plus minus, that means I have an answer of a positive 3 and a negative 3. But in reference to this problem, does it make sense to have a negative 3? Okay. Does it make sense to have a negative 3? Put in the chat yes or no. And if you're not sure, question mark. Thank you, Vanessa, for the stuff. Okay, Pretty saying no, John saying no, Mrs. no, Jack no, okay, Eugene yes, David no, okay, Star no, Destiny not sure, thank you for your honesty, Michelle no, Josie yes, Lisa, hey Lisa, okay, Rudy saying yes, Zach in this case no, Angela no, Jackie no, Amos no, Ann not sure, thank you for your honesty, Sand Squared, how are you, saying yes, okay, upward and downward. So now let's think about it. We want to know when something hits the ground. We can't have negative seconds. Let's be real. I know everybody trying to go back in time lately, but calm it down. Okay? So in this case, the negative 3 is not going to help us because we can't have negative 3 seconds. So that's when you called what? The extraneous solution. It is a solution. But based on this word problem, it's going to be positive 3 seconds. And the reason why it's in seconds, because remember what it said in the beginning. Our time was in seconds. Okay? All right? So even if you're trying to find your height, your h, okay, which right now, since it was hitting the ground, that's why the h is going to be 0. I'm going to try to put the whole thing up here as best I can. It's going to have to be in small segments. Sorry. Okay. This is what I do. So like even the person did ask me if I can go faster. Of course I can go faster. But my thing is, how is that going to help you when you're taking the test? Some of you guys probably haven't seen this since you were a fetus. And now you have to take a test. And for all my GED, this is a 4-point question. Okay, this is a 4-point question. Those that are taking the ASVAB, this means that you're in the mid 50s. Okay, low to mid 50s. Okay, because I'm teaching, my dear. I'm teaching. Shush your face. Okay, right? Do I? Yes, I do, Johnny. ACG math tutoring. Okay, ACG math tutoring. Now, if you also click the link at my YouTube, my YT channel is connected to that. All right. So, okay, I got you, Queen Anne. Relax. Right? 40, haven't seen it in 20 years, right? But then here's my thing. Some of us not me, but some of us have kids that are about to go into algebra, and you're cringing because you're like, oh dear sweet baby Jesus, help me, because next year I don't know how to help my child. Okay? Or maybe even your grandkids. Maybe someone was struggling. It doesn't always have to be older people. It doesn't have to be us seasoned people, right? Yep. Yes. So that's why I have all these. I have a book of 10. I sat down here on this very chair, many hours, putting it together. It's not just a regular workbook. Okay? I give you topics. In the very beginning of the book, you get a QR code. Let me give you an example. So if you scan that QR code, put in your email, because I love to know who is scanning, right? After you do that, you get a playlist. And you can't just search it on YouTube. It's not there, okay? So you'll get a playlist of me breaking down each of these concepts. So now for this one is dealing with the very first part is the types of numbers. So then you have your dividing integers. And each section will give you some practice problems that's not completely overwhelming. Some of these are a little challenging, hence the word challenging. But breaking down the concepts. And then yes, there is an answer key on the back. Okay? So I go through decimals, I go through fractions, I go through exponents and square roots. And at the end, you get an end of chapter quiz just to make sure you're solidifying the information. But unlike most workbooks, this will be good for you guys. How many times you guys just say, what's the rules of integers? I got you. Okay? Okay. So George, message me and I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I'll break it all the way down for you. I'll tell you the nitty and the gritty. Okay? Then also give you a lot of the operations, a lot of the things that people generally forget. Because these are the home, these are the roots. And then also for my factor sheet, most factor sheets go up to 100. Mine goes up to 200. Because realistically, a lot of people need this support. All right? And if you're not sure about the squares and the square roots and the cubes, we're not super strong with this. Because we really emphasize a lot to this. But then when they get into like algebra, I want to say algebra 2, we were doing a lot with cubes and cube roots. Okay? And I know school ending up, but this is why I have these programs. So you can go at your pace, and especially for those that weren't struggling, but basically struggling throughout the year and that needs assistance, as well as I give you the exponent. Okay? So these are flashcards. If you want, you can rip them out. Here's an example of one. This side is the question. This side is your answers. Okay? Nurse will help her with the basics. Okay. With the basics. Good. Good. Nice. And that's what it is. Okay? That's what we're doing, Zephyr. That's it. Because a lot of people just have to understand. I'm going back to the tree. We got to get these roots together. And for you trying to say, hey, I want to take this test in a month, why are you stressing yourself out? Okay? So if you're interested in my books, go ahead. Once this live is over, this is what I would love for you guys to do. Okay? Please message me. Message me what test you're taking and what are you currently doing to prepare for it. Because I know for a fact, a lot of you are like, oh, I'm just watching videos and just hoping for the best. That's not going to help you. You need to figure out ways to break all these concepts down. So here, even order of operations, that's huge. Functions. The other one, solving equations, especially when you have one-step, two-step, multi-step equations, especially with the variable on both sides of the equal sign. Okay, good, John, good. All right, so you're studying for your GED? Awesome. Message me. go ahead, hit me on the DMs, click on my profile picture and send me a message. Okay? Especially if you want to get a plan together. So you have your linear equations, your inequalities, your absolute values, and your system of equations, system of inequalities, as well as the factoring and the operations with polynomials. That's adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, polynomials. And notice, word problems. But in order for you to tackle the word problems, you need to develop your foundation. That's why I developed this. Okay? Okay, you know, multiply in your division? Yes. Does this help with? Yes. Because not only are you working with your multiplication and division, I also have a flashcard books of multiplication and division cards. Okay, so just go ahead and message me. Alright, so I am putting together, I had the bundles, but I do have what's called a summer starter. And with that summer starter, it's to help you guys to figure out where to start. You can get these two books, Volume 1 and Volume 2. With Volume 1, you know how we had all of the extra practice problems? You can get a video walkthrough of me breaking down each of the practice problems of this whole entire Volume 1, okay, including the quiz that I have in the back. Not only for the instructional piece, I also have the practice piece. You get 6 full-length tests. So now you don't have to keep going to ChatGPT and try to figure out, or Gemini or Claude. It's already here. Because then you have to tell them what level, what is the prompt that you're going to put in. This is closely related to your GED, the ASVAB, and the ACCUPLACER. Because the math is mathing throughout all three. All they did was just change from Sarah said to Sergeant told you to a little more advanced. Okay? Thank you, Vanessa. I'll message you as soon as I'm done this. Okay? I do not have a TikTok shop. Okay? My suggestion is to message me. Because if there is a TikTok shop still up and alive, please let me know, because I canceled that almost a year ago. Okay? Yeah, I'm going to show you. Just DM me, just me, because then I have to send you to a different part. Okay? So it'll give you all the practice problems. You need to practice taking the test as if you are taking the test. You got to practice the way you're going to be assessed. So that means locking everybody out of a room is just you and the test and a timer. And you're working out the problem step by step. So if you're interested with this, and then also I give you reassurance. I have reassurance sessions where you can check in with your Q&A, and that's actually starting next Tuesday. All right? Yes, George, please do. Okay? All right? So that is what my summer starter is. Everyone's like, I don't know where to start. Use the summer starter. Okay, Volume 1, start from the very beginning. There's nothing wrong with starting from the very beginning. If you go through the test, and a lot of this is downloadable. Okay, if you want the physical books, that option is also available if you click the link in my profile. All right, that's okay, Big Al. It was going to be really quick. All right, so we walked through step by step. This is why you need to do it. So in order for you to understand the geometry, we really have to make sure that you know how to multiply. Multiplication is huge. Okay? My friend, what's Stephanie's handle? Not Teacher Stephanie, something Stephanie. And she does flashcards like every blessed day. She has little flashcards and she's showing them up. If you guys know who I'm talking about, she's live every single night using flashcards. By knowing your multiplication, because all it is fast addition, and be able to understand what words means what operation. So for example, let's zoom on this and then I'm going to go. The quotient of a number and 8. What does that mean? how would I translate this from words to an algebraic expression? You follow her too? Yes, Big Al. Yes. So definitely message me. Definitely message me. Okay? Regardless if you need a test, I would just love to know. Message me. Don't just say hi. I want you to DM me. If it feels better for you to DM me the word plan, PLAN, you can do that. I am going to be the one that's going to be answering your DMs. It's not an AI generated bot. It is me. So it's going to take a little time to get through, but it's definitely going to be me. Okay? Sometimes I just make it easy for you guys. It's easy for you to type a 4-letter word than having you write your whole dissertation of which test you're taking. Okay? Yes. Ah, San, thank you. Is it asking addition, subtraction, multiplication? That's what you need to know. Prime example. Thank you for saying that. Okay, so you're saying 1 divided by n equals 8. Okay, John, I see you. Okay. I think it's teacher Stephanie. I gotta look it up so I can plug her as well. So let me guess what the word that's throwing you off. What does quotient mean? What does quotient mean? Put it in the chat. What do you think quotient means? Okay, Missy B is saying n minus 8. Divide saying John. Okay, Coco is saying division. Welcome, Coco. All right. Big Al is saying divide. And that's what I'm asking. Miss Faith, I got you. My Faith, I got you. Now, quotient. Good. Quotient means division. See, my thing is, in order for us to put it in an algebraic expression, we have to know what certain words mean certain operations. So quotient means division. And what am I dividing? I'm dividing a number, which if I don't know what that number is, I use a variable. And then I'm using a variable and 8. So if we know that a division bar has a number in the numerator and number in the denominator, the first thing we see is going to be my numerator, and the next thing we see is going to be my denominator. So the quotient of a number in 8 is, I use the letter n divided by 8, or x divided by 8, exactly. So quotient means division. Now, because of that, and I know that's always a tough part for people to really get into, inside my Algebra at Your Pace, that's one of your pages. The operation terminology. Which words and phrases go with what operation? So as you're going through the book, you have these things readily available at the back. Okay? All right? So since we have our division, we have our per divided by, we have our quotient, 1/2, ratio. They use this word quite often. If something's being doubled, that's multiplying. Okay, percent of, that's multiplication. Just the word of, that's multiplication. Okay, the one that people usually get tripped up of is the inequalities. Inequalities is more than, is less than, is different from the addition more than, and the subtraction less than. The difference is that word in front, is. Okay? What book is this? This is one of the books in my series, Algebra at Your Pace. Okay? Readily and available. You can do digital or you can do the physical copy. Physical copies go through the A And if you're like, what the heck's the A? Physical copies go through here, okay? Because they develop and they research it. But if you want it like tonight, or if you want it instantly, you can get the digital copies. The digital copies have exactly the same thing as the hard copies. And this is a whole series, okay? So when I'm done with this live, you can do one of two things. You can DM me the word plan. Just go ahead, go to my profile pic, click on that a couple of times, and send me a message. And the message is PLAN, plan. Send me that message of plan. And then once I'm done with the live, give me 5 minutes. Again, I do this every live. I got to check on the cats, because sometimes when it gets too quiet, something happens. Then I'm going to check on my messages, and I'm going to message you personally. Okay? So then you can get that. If you really say, hey, I don't need to talk, I just want to get the book because this is it. Once I'm done with the live, you will see a link. Click on the link and have fun with that. Let me see if I can show you real quick without TikTok wanting to take me down, because it has a habit of doing that. Okay, so right now, if you go to my profile, it's this right here, Stand Store. Once the live is over, it'll illuminate, okay? And if you do click it, oh, I can click it. If you do click it, it'll take you straight here, okay? And then you'll see my Stand Store. So you can buy the books individually, or you can buy it as the starter bundle, and the starter bundle is $42. All right? I'm glad you came too. All right, so I'm going to wrap up this live unless you guys have any questions. If anything, just message me, shoot me a DM that says plan, or tell me what test you're taking, and also, what are you doing to prepare for it, okay? And then I will definitely message you this evening. All right, you're so welcome, Johnny. You're so welcome, everyone. Appreciate it. I know, Big Al, right? This is my life. Okay? Keep in prayers for each and every one of you guys. If you believe or if you don't believe, I just want the best for you. I want you to win. I really do. Because life's too short. Do not, please don't say, I can get it tomorrow. Because tomorrow is not guaranteed. Alright? Take care, guys. Have a wonderful evening. And I'm looking forward to seeing your DMs. Take care.